Hi, and welcome to another episode of Schmoops Adventures. In this episode, we're doing a 2025 year in review. We started out the year flying into St. Martin for a Windstar cruise through the jewels of the Caribbean Isles. We stayed over on the Dutch side of the island at a beautiful resort called the Oyster Bay. This is one of Windstar's host resorts, so they set us up here with breakfast every morning. We spent the first day enjoying the beach, and then the second day happened to be Valentine's Day, so we wound up going over to Rotary Lookout Point for some scenic outlooks. We spent some time hopping beaches. Of course, we had to go to the wonderful Orient Beach, where Jennifer attempted to do some kite surfing, but it was a little too windy for beginners that day. So we went down to where the Club Orient used to be and explored some of the ruins of the old clothing optional resort. When on St. Martin, you can't miss lunch at the Lolo's. We got a great meal there. Jennifer really enjoyed some ribs. Then we made our way to a really cool beach called Koopkooi Beach, set among some cliffs. Guys, it was really gorgeous here. Don't come to St. Martin without checking this out. And of course, no trip to St. Martin would be complete without seeing the planes fly over Maho Beach. We rounded out our day there at the Sunset Bar and Grill. The following morning, we boarded the Windstar Wind Surf. Gorgeous ship, the flagship of the Windstar fleet. Windstar is a luxurious boutique cruise line. We got ourselves a nice stateroom on board for the week. Once we departed St. Martin, we had a day at sea and made our way to yet another island. Our next adventure took us to the island of Antigua, where we checked out the historic Nelson's Dockyard. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We spent some time taking in the history before going on a scenic tour of English Harbor, where we saw the Pillars of Hercules. Our travels continued as we landed in the British Virgin Islands at Jost Van Dyke, where we met up with my friend Andy and Jamie, and we spent the day on the boat with them. Andy is a captain in the British Virgin Islands and U.S. Virgin Islands, and he runs Reef Safari Charters. So if you find your way down here, be sure to look him up. He took us for a short ride over to the bubbly pool on Jost Van Dyke. This is an amazing place where the sea swells break through a small crack in the rocks, and you can float around in the breaking waves in the bubbly pool. We went on to get lunch at Sydney's Peace and Love. We had some awesome lobster, and then we went on to explore the caves at Norman Island. Jennifer did some snorkeling here and really enjoyed some of the cool stuff that she saw.
Then there was a big-ass barracuda under the boat. Yeah. And over there, I was ready to catch dinner. There was a nice mahi inside the cave.
Oh, Willie! Say hi, everyone. Willie T. This is one of my personal favorites in the Caribbean. Come along with us, you guys.
Now, you definitely can't be in this area without hitting up the Willie T, getting yourself a shot ski, and jumping off of the back deck. Always a favorite in the British Virgin Islands. The shenanigans continued on the boat with Jamie and Andy as we got our drink on and made our way over to Pusser's Landing. Now, this is the Pussers on Tortola. There is one in Baltimore that used to be in Annapolis, so we're definitely familiar with the brand, but it was awesome to come down here and go to the original Pussers in Tortola. Watch out, these drinks will really catch up to you, the painkillers. Next thing we remember, we were waking up from an unscheduled nap late for dinner on the Windstar. Our journey continued as we went to the North Sound of Virgin Gorda. Here we made landfall at Gun Creek and wound up taking a scenic tour of this beautiful island to the baths. You definitely want to get to the baths early. This is the most crowded we've ever seen it. There were a bunch of cruise ships in port, but even with the crowd, it's still one of the most beautiful things you can experience in this area. Next was some excitement in the island of St. Bartholomew. We started our day with a scenic hike through a really nice wooded area down to a secret beach called Columbia Beach. Most accessible by boat, but it's if you're up for a strenuous hike, you can get here. Continued at St. Jean Beach, where the famous Eden Rock Hotel is. We then got lunch at Les Select, where it's rumored that Jimmy Buffett got his inspiration for the song Cheeseburger in Paradise. We spent the rest of the afternoon enjoying some margaritas in the hot tub on the Windsurf yacht before we found ourselves back in Tortola the next day, where we explored the Colwood Rum Distillery. Guys, this is one of the oldest rum distilleries in the Caribbean. For only a couple dollars a person, you can do a rum tasting, and they'll take you on a comprehensive guided tour of the place. They have the old original still. A lot of this stuff is the original equipment. We then went on to explore Cane Garden Bay and have some cocktails on the beach at some of the beach bars before Jennifer decided to go snorkeling on an old shipwreck at one end of the beach.
That there's a little shipwreck, so I'm gonna go throw on my snorkel gear and go investigate and report back later.
Next up was the island of Anguilla, where we rented a cool little moke vehicle from Moke Anguilla. This little buggy was really fun to drive around the island. The first place we did was go check out the arch on the southern end. This was really cool. A little scary to stand up here, but man, was it worth it. Check this out. We found ourselves spending the day exploring some really cool beach bars and some of the beaches on this island. This island reminded us of Isla Mujeres in a lot of ways, so we started enjoying some cocktails and spending some time in the beach and just making it worth what it's worth. I mean, Anguilla was really beautiful. One of the really cool places, definitely one of Jennifer's favorite places on this island, was the Dune, which is run by the famous reggae artist, Banky Banks. Dune was our last stop on Anguilla before we made our way to Isla Mujeres. Guys, before we tell you about our time in Isla Mujeres, stay tuned for a quick word from one of our partners. Hi guys, my name's Eric, and I've been looking for a compact portable fridge that's actually useful in real life. And this Euhomy 19-quart 12-volt refrigerator checks a lot of the important boxes for me. First, this is a true compressor fridge. It's not a basic electric cooler, so it can legitimately cool and even freeze. It'll pull temperatures down to about 32 degrees Fahrenheit in about 15 minutes and can go well below that if you need to, and a -4 degrees. That's a great solid freeze. And once it's cold, it sips power, roughly 45 watts when the compressor is running, and even much less on average once it cycles. What I really like is how versatile it is. You can run it on 12 or 24 volts in a vehicle or a boat, or plug it into a standard household power socket. The insulation is great, so even when the cooler is not running, it keeps everything cold inside. It has a magnetic seal with a nice rubber gasket. It's much better than expected, and it runs quiet enough that you can sit it next to your bed and run it all night, and it won't keep you awake. You can also control it from an app on your phone via Bluetooth, so you can just monitor it or turn it on and off, or change the temperature from your phone, which is convenient, but the onboard controls are straightforward too. And one of the big advantages over a traditional cooler is weight and efficiency. Even with the compressor and all the electronics in this fridge, it's still lighter than a comparable 19-quart Yeti cooler once you add an 8-pound bag of ice to it. And also, keep in mind, once you add that ice to that cooler, in that Yeti, you're taking up space in that cooler too. So you get your full 19 quarts capacity, and it's still a lighter package. And unlike the ice, you're not dealing with meltwater, soggy food, or constantly restocking the ice. Another great thing you can do with this is throw it in your car in the summertime. You ever go to get one thing from one grocery store and another thing from another grocery store, but you got to run home because your ice cream might melt while you're shopping in the other store? Well, with the Euhomy 19-quart electric freezer, you can keep that ice cream nice and frozen in your car while you're doing your shopping, and you're good to go. Perfect, right? Now, for the size, it's ideal for a couple of people for day trips or weekends, or keeping drinks and food at a stable temperature without the hassle. It's a practical, well-thought-out solution if you want a real refrigeration in a portable package. Guys, there'll be a link in the description of the video where you can get one of these coolers for yourself. Thank you. Okay, back to the program. We started out our adventure on Isla Mujeres at our friend Lily's place, Maria's Canquin. This is a wonderful boutique hotel where you can find the Loretta's Beach Club. Lily is a great host and has become a wonderful friend of ours. We continued with exploring Playa Norte, one of the most beautiful and scenic beaches in the world, and we've been to a lot of beaches. That's why we keep coming back here. The beach clubs on this island are always a great time, Zama being one of our favorites, and of course, Guru Beach Club. Our adventures continued as we moved from Maria's Canquin to the Caribbean Casa. Guys, this is a 2-unit property with upstairs and a downstairs, and it is for sale through Mundaka Realty, and it has recently been reduced in price. This would make a great investment property for somebody. With beautiful views both sides of the island, you just can't beat this place. Isla Mujeres really is a food lover's paradise. We spent some time checking out some new restaurants that we haven't been to before, and a lot of really cool restaurants and shops can be found on Hidalgo Street, which is the walking street at the north end of Isla Mujeres. The highlight of our trip to Isla Mujeres had to be our experience with Paradise Luxury Yachts. They took us out for a day on this beautiful yacht. We popped champagne, partied like rock stars, and enjoyed a whole afternoon of just relaxing and having a great time. Paradise Luxury Yachts really does know how to treat you well. We rounded out our trip to the island with a beautiful sunrise at Punta Sur. Guys, thanks for joining us this year, and continue to follow us in the next year for more travels. Thanks for watching.
Keep in touch.
All right, yeah, no problem.
Sounds good, guys.
You guys have a safe
Hey,
day.
good to see you.
See you in the next episode.